Today is Judgment Day for Prince Harry and Mirror Group newspapers in his phone hacking claim in the High Court. Coming straight to the point, Prince Harry has won to the tune of £140,000, give or take interest. We can now say that our prediction was pretty much accurate. When we look back at this, we said around the region of 180,000, so give or take interest. We were probably just about right. But if you're wondering which case this is and what it was all about, please stay tuned for more. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to me, I'm Daniel Smith, a barrister of England and Wales. I enjoy helping you to understand law, so please do hit that subscribe button if you find this video useful. That really does help my channel grow and I appreciate it. So let's move now to the press summary by the Courts and Tribunals Judiciary, which is now available because the judge has finished giving his judgment. Now, just to give you a brief overview, first of all, this was a case where Prince Harry was taking Mirror Group newspapers to court for, as he alleged, and the judge has now upheld, phone hacking claims in respect of articles that were published about him going back many years. You'll recall from previous videos there were arguments about limitation. Some of those arguments have been upheld in this judgment. We'll come back to that in a moment. But for the most part, Harry's case was allowed to continue. Prince Harry's case against the newspaper covered the period between 1996 and 2011. And with the former Coronation Street star Shoba Galati successfully brought a case proving unlawful activity in 2015, which covered the rest. And in this case, the judge has found that between 1991 and 1999, there was some unlawful information gathering. And then from 1996 onwards, it was widespread unlawful information gathering across all three newspapers, the Daily Mirror, the People, and the Sunday Mirror. The judge said it became widespread and habitual during that time, although nothing was proved specifically between 1991 and 1994. The judge went on to say that the phone hacking remained an important tool in the climate of journalism at all three papers between 2006 and 2011. So let's now move to that press summary and we'll take a look. So as summarised here, Prince Harry was one of four representative claimants suing the newspaper for allegations of hacking of both their and their associates' mobile phones and using private investigators to blag or otherwise obtain private information from third parties and carry out unlawful searches and investigation into their private data, information or whereabouts, which the newspapers had then used to publish stories or photographs of them. Now, Prince Harry's case was about 33 articles, and at paragraph 10 of this is just the press summary. So this is not the full judgment, this is the judgment summary. At paragraph 10, it is summarised that the judge found that in Prince Harry's case of voicemail interception and unlawful information gathering proved in part only, and found that 15 out of the 33 articles that were tried were the product of phone hacking in his mobile phone or other mobile phones of his associates, or the product of other unlawful information gathering. And the judge said that I consider his phone was only hacked to a modest extent and that this was probably carefully controlled by certain people at each newspaper. However, it did happen on occasions from about the end of 2003 to April 2009, which was the date of the last article that I examined. There was a tendency, the summary goes on, for the Duke in his evidence to assume that everything published was the product of voicemail interception, because phone hacking was rife within Mirror Group at the time. But phone hacking was not the only journalistic tool at the time, and his claims in relation to the other 18 articles did not stand up to careful analysis. So whilst he's quote-unquote won, it's not a slam dunk win across the board. This is 15 out of 33, which if you refer back to one of our other videos, I say myself and our Mr. Alan Robertshaw, on Art of Law, which I'll link in the description below. We did discuss that, and we said that some of these claims might well be thrown out, but some of them may well stand up, and that he would be awarded something in the tune of, I believe we said, £180,000 to £200,000. So given that Prince Harry was awarded £140,600 in damages, give or take interest, etc., we were probably just about right. The press summary goes on. There were also a number of separate invoices unconnected to published articles, which are considered to be evidence of unlawful gathering of the Duke's private information. I have accordingly awarded the Duke damages in respect of each of the articles and invoices where unlawful information gathering was proved. I've also awarded a further sum to compensate the Duke fully for the distress that he suffered as a result of the unlawful activity directed at him and those close to him. I recognise that Mirror Group was not responsible for all the unlawful activity that was directed at the Duke, and that a good deal of the oppressive behaviour of the press towards the Duke over the years was not unlawful at all. Mirror Group therefore only played a small part in everything that the Duke suffered, and the award of damages on this ground is therefore modest. I've also awarded a sum for aggravated damages to reflect the particular hurt and sense of outrage that the Duke feels because two directors of Trinity Mirror plc, to whom the board delegated day-to-day responsibility for such matters, knew about the illegal activity that was going on at their newspapers and could and should have put a stop to it. Instead of doing so, they turned a blind eye to what was going on and positively concealed it. Had the illegal conduct been stopped, the misuse of the Duke's private information would have ended much sooner. And just to briefly summarise as to the other parties, Mr. Michael Turner, his case was also successful in that the judge awarded a sum of £31,650 in damages and said that he brought a claim in respect of 27 articles, some of which were exceedingly trivial and others were, on a sensible reflection, obviously not the result of unlawful information gathering. The judge said that the conclusion I've reached is that in contrast with his co-star Nikki Sanderson, although Mr. Turner was well known for his Coronation Street role, his personal life was not considered to be of great interest to the Mirror Group's readers. As a result, he was not on the newspaper's phone hacking lists. That changed with his arrest in 2011, and I find that there were 4 articles out of 27 where phone hacking or unlawful information gathering was proved, and 2 additional invoices show that unlawful information gathering. Nikki Sanderson's claim, however, was dismissed on limitation grounds, and that is dealt with in the judgment, although the judgment does deal with all the articles and invoices about which she complained and have reached some conclusions about them. I'll probably cover those in another video, but to summarise, those allegations were proved in 9 out of 37 articles and 3 other invoices. As to Fiona Whiteman, her claim was also dismissed on limitation grounds. The judge found that 1 article was proved, as were complaints about 15 invoices that demonstrated unlawful gathering of her private information. As to disposal, which means how the court is going to deal with the findings, the judge said, accordingly, for the reasons briefly summarised, bearing in mind, again, this is just a press summary, we will do a full detailed breakdown video going through the judgment, which from memory of looking at it was 386 pages long. We'll probably do that over the weekend. We might do it in a live stream. Subscribe to Art of Law as well, because it'll probably be a joint video between the 2 of us. And here it's summarised that Prince Harry is awarded £140,600 and interest to be assessed, and the judgment for Mr. Turner, the sum of £31,650, and as to Miss Sanderson and I think that should be Miss Whiteman, are dismissed, as I just mentioned. So as I said, a fuller video coming on this. So in a roundabout way, Prince Harry won as one of the representative claimants, but it's not a slam dunk win overall. Just to summarise again, roughly half of the articles complained of the judge found were the product of phone hacking, but also the judge saw necessary to emphasise in the press summary that the phone hacking was only to a modest extent and that this was probably carefully controlled by certain people at each newspaper. However, it did happen, so he's been awarded damages. I hope you found that a useful overview from me. Please do hit the like button and subscribe for more on this and more detailed discussions. I will probably do a video on a summary of all the cases that Prince Harry is involved with, because this is just one of them, and there are several, which is why I keep saying some people are confused as to which one this is. So hopefully this is helpful. Do subscribe for more. I enjoy bringing you these summaries, and as always, thank you so much for watching.